Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time of day or night you're listening to or watching this, I wish you the best of it. My name's Grant Lamontang. I own multitool.org and SAKWiki.com, and you are listening to my latest project, EDC TV. And with me as co-hosts, because I am boring as anything, are my good friends Chris and Abe. How are you doing tonight, guys?
Very weird.
Good. And he's not lying. I once watched him make a corpse yawn.
I still say that was gas coming out of the body. Okay, so we're still new to this. This is still, only our third episode that we're actually going to let people hear. We've recorded a bunch more that, if these guys don't make the regular payments to me, we're going to see the light of day. Until then, we're going to stick to our topics. Tonight, we are going to be having a look at some of the Chinese knives that are currently on the market and that are really of interest. So, I was thinking about doing something else, but let's just get right into it there. Inky, what have you got to show us tonight?
I got a few of them here.
Well, pick one and let's get started.
All right. Can we pick the cheapest best or the one they like the most?
You're the one with the hot date tonight, man. Whatever gets us going.
Excuse me. It's not a hot date. It's not even a date. This one, believe it or not, is a
But she is hot. Okay, good enough.
I got this for $10. This is the cheapest one.
Okay, so why don't you tell us a little bit
Flissa.
about it? Because some people are not actually watching this. They're just listening to it.
It's a Flissa, Flissa. It's a button lock. It's as far as feeling and flippy floppy and all that, it feels probably about, believe it or not, about as good as something else.
A Milwaukee Fastback?
Yeah, maybe like
a Milwaukee Fastback.
You heard it here first, folks. It feels as good as something else.
It feels as good as not feeling anything. It's like a little over 3-inch blade. Very solid, unlock. I don't really know that much about it. I think it's D2 steel, black blade. Just a strong little knife. I can't remember what I would compare it to.
What was the cost of that one? Do you remember?
It was $10 on Amazon, and it's amazing for $10. The price has gone up. It must have been It's super sharp, super nice, super usable, very, very rugged. My friend bought one. He ran it over a couple of times with a truck. It's fine, no problem at all. Left it out in the rain. Yeah, they're fine.
Did you do it on purpose?
No, and it left it in the rain and ran it over on the way back too. And there's nothing wrong with it at all. A little dirty.
It's a weird hobby.
It is a weird hobby. I don't know why he does it. So,
okay, Abe, what have you got for us there?
Well, I've shown you this one before, so I'm going to start with, I was actually given this one. It's the Sitivien knockoff, and I'm impressed with how well it's built. This has got to be over 15 years old now, and I've carried it. I carried it when I carried smaller knives quite a bit, and it's got, it's not as fancy as a Sitivien, but it's got textured scales on it. The clip is the style of clip I love is like the Spyderco style clip. It's a frame lock, clear standoffs. So you can clean it out. It's like, you look at this, it said it's about 15 years old, and I have carried it. It's really nice. So I'm impressed with it. It's
Is it made out of titanium like Chris Reeves Sabenza would be?
No, it's stainless. It's definitely stainless, but it's just like, if you look at it, the frame lockup is good and solid. It functioned really well. I'm impressed with it. I'm like, if you said to me this was an example of the functioning of a Chris Reeves, I'd be like, well, I'd be impressed if that's how they function. And at the price that I got it, which was a free, because I think they were selling for $20 at the time.
Wow.
So that's my first one.
$20. That's pretty good.
It was really good. I got it off of so I was making diving Sparrow knives for Bushcraft Canada, and the guy, I said to him, I said, oh, I want to buy one of those. He says, no, I'll send you one. I'll give you one for free. So he sent me one for free.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I wish I had a larger version of this, because now I'm not against smaller knives, but I'm starting to carry knives more of, here's another Chinese knife for you, is I'm starting to carry them.
What kind of steel is in that Sabenza knockoff, do you know?
So there's this, and this is my Spyderco Bradley. That's made overseas.
Do we know what kind of steel that Chris Reeve knife is?
You know what? It doesn't really say that I can see.
It
doesn't got a standard.
I think it's 7CR-ish.
It's got 710 on it. That's what it says.
That's the model number.
That's all that's written on it, and then some Chinese letters that I don't read. It's been so long ago since he had it, that since I looked at it on his site. It holds a great edge. It's like, for what it's worth, it's like some of the first Chinese knives I saw were, Timberline. Timberline and Gatco released two smaller knives, small and a just slightly under medium. They never got any large over it, and they were called the workhorse, and they were
That's right.
$10 a piece, and I was blown away. I said to myself, Abe, you can't, like, because I make knives. I looked at him and said, you can't buy the steel to make these knives for $10.
Yeah, probably not.
That knife is made by Sanrenmu.
So they were great.
Oh, you know that one, Inky?
SANRENMU.
Why am I surprised that you know that one? You know pretty much every knife ever made. You probably owned
What
half
the-
of them.
The workhorses?
That's 710. It's a Sanrenmu.
Oh, it's what is it?
Supposed to be D2, but I don't think it is. SMU. Mu.
Because the emblem on it, I don't know if you can pick that up on the camera. See
Um,
the
nice
emblem on it?
hat.
It's
Let me just read
like
that.
a flying R. Yeah. No, like this is a good knife. This is, if I had, like, I mean, this is in my when I go back, if I went back to smaller knives, this would be in my rotation.
Yeah, they're good little knives. Yeah,
Yeah, they are.
Let me see what they list the steel ads.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look that up right now myself. I don't see yet.
It's a model SANREN, like Nancy, MU, 710. You'll find it.
8CR13 MOV,
Yeah.
Okay.
which is not a bad steel. It's an inexpensive steel, but it's not a bad one at all.
It's good.
Well, we talked about it. For most of what you're going to do, for most of
Yeah.
the things you're going to cut, if you can get a Rockwell in the 58 and 59, I don't care what it is. Like, you can have a steel that will go up to 62 or 63 if you want to spend your time trying to sharpen the damn things. But 58, 59, that Rockwell has been the common Rockwell in knives for decades. So as long as you get there, the steel doesn't roll or anything like that. But here, I got a question for you guys. See that spine on that? See the finish on the spine on that?
Yep.
Ooh. See the finish on the spine on that?
Yep.
Those are pretty damn good, aren't they? Nice and
That's
tight, no
excellent,
gaps. So which one's the case?
Let me see the backs of them both again. Let me see the other one.
So they all have brass liners.
K-Sow belly. K-Sow belly right there.
What do you think?
You don't want to ask me that question.
Okay, Inky, take a look. I'm going to show you the shield. Rough Rider.
Rough Rider, yeah.
They
Wow,
made
nice.
so everybody knows the story behind these.
Well, I figured
This company was started by the owner.
serpentine, you know?
Sorry?
The serpentine.
Sow belly. So here I should have maybe done a little bit more fair comparison, but this would have given away because they didn't have the same handle material. But that's a case too. Look how nice this is. Like that's a Rough Rider. This was a $6 knife when I bought it.
Yeah. I got a lot of those too, those things. They're great. Case is more refined, though. Case is
It is
definitely
more
made nice.
refined. And I'll see if I can show you. See the edge
Yeah.
on that one? I've worked on that edge, so that's not really fair. You can tell I've worked on it because of the polished part along just behind the secondary bevel.
Yeah.
But this used to be the downfall of all the Chinese knives, was the hand sharpened them, and they rotated through the people that hand sharpened them so much, you got some pretty edges because they didn't know what they were doing. Like, they were very stout. Here is the, see how nice that is? It's thin, very subtle. The secondary bevel's done exceptionally well, and it came razor sharp right out of the box.
Okay, so Inky, what's your next knife? Let's see what else you got there.
This is a little odd, but it's Eafengrow. Funky
Well,
blade
that's funky
shape
looking.
there.
I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's big. Nice size.
Kind of
3
reminds me
3/4.
of what a Benchmade having an illegitimate child with a gas station knife.
Yes, that's
There you
what
go.
happened. Nice liner. Solid lockup.
What was that cold steel model that had the really scimitar-like blade?
The Raja?
Scimitar.
No, it was a folder, and
Or the scimitar,
there's controversy over the design being borrowed from a custom maker. Do you remember that?
And
That's
not
what
the
the blade
scim-
reminds me a little of.
Not the scimitar, right?
Not the scimitar. It's just maybe it was called the scimitar. I'd have to look it up. I've got my other phone around here somewhere.
Had this kind of blade or a Persian blade?
It had a
Nice
it just
design.
reminds me a little bit. It's got a little reminiscent of how the angles changed quite a bit.
Look how nice that thing is, the edge.
I'm really digging that recurve on that edge. What brand is that one again?
This is the Eafengrow or Eafengrow.
So what's it run?
This is a G10. It's all milled out and pretty nicely. You see it?
Yeah, like the
It's
false
ve-
grind. The false grind's
It's
really
very,
nice.
very well made for this, you know. So it's got
Yeah.
thick lines. It's, either 20 or 25, depending on when you get it.
That looks like a pretty good deal for $20 or $25. What's the blade steel on that one? Do we know?
It's supposed to be D2, I think, but you know, it's not. It's like a
Wow.
9CR. They're using a lot of D2 now. It's a really, you know, It's pretty well made, actually.
So where do
All
you
in
get
all,
that from? Is it an Amazon knife or?
I usually get it from Amazon lately. They make a lot of good. You got one? Did you got one in your hand right there? Did you have one? This is another Eafengrow. This is pretty nice.
Oh,
Okay. What's the model number on this one?
Model
You don't
number,
know.
I don't know.
Okay. So that's
I mean,
what,
I
a
can look
spear
at it.
point
Let
on
me
that
look
one
at
there?
it. What?
That's a spear point on that one there?
Yeah, it's an EF238 and it's D2.
I'm assuming that swedge isn't sharpened.
No, 1999. What's that? Overbuilt,
That's nice.
strong like the Dickens.
Yeah, that is a pretty good knife there.
There's
And
another
for
Eafengrow.
$25. I mean,
This is one of my favorites. This is like purple polished G10 and black. Can't, my light's not great today. It's a little more smoother. It's smoother, more gentleman-y, but still a 3.5-inch blade.
And
Flat
who
grind.
did that one?
Eafengrow, same company.
Same company. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I bought a few of these lately, so this is it's got a lot of pocket length for free, no charge.
These are. I'm really liking the sound of the snapping open on these. They sound like they're locking up pretty solid.
Oh, they're amazing. To me, they are. I mean, there's a lot of companies doing stuff like this. They're telling you. Everyone's
I love a good flipper.
The first one was a Flissa. This thing's almost like a Kaiser or something. I don't know. It's maybe not as good as a Kaiser, but these are amazing. These things. This is $10. Here's another Flissa, another flipper. This is
that's nice blade design. I like that blade design. That's nice.
This is another cheap one. It was like $15-17.
Kind of reminiscent of the Osborne.
Yeah, it's a little Osborne-ish.
Yeah, I can see the Osborne. I was thinking of that. What was that Kershaw one that everybody wanted?
It was Kershaw, the 940 Benchmade.
No, there was a Kershaw one that had a similar blade. You and I were talking about it all the time.
I know what you're talking about, actually.
It starts with an R, I think. Can't remember.
You ever hear of Petrified Fish?
I know of Petrified Fish. I don't know of any company or anything.
Yeah, this is a company called... Now, what this is the guy's name is David Chen, I think. This is the same knife they make, the 3.5-inch blade. I forgot the model they call it, but this is made bigger through another company it's the same exact knife. But it's still David Chen, but it's bigger. So you can't get, it comes 3.5, this is 3 3/4. And you can see his name on the clip. I don't know if you can see it or not.
I can see something there.
David Chen.
That's what it says.
Yeah, let me see what it's called, this thing. I forgot. This thing is nice.
I love that even though you got your glasses on, you still need the magnifying glass.
I can't eat more than magnifying glass.
We're definitely not old men.
No, we're not. Who are you? I can give you the model number if you want to throw it in something.
Yeah, just give me 2 seconds here.
It looks like a nice flat, high grind. You know what that reminds me? That blade style reminds me of a little bit like one of the Kershaws we were talking about a while back. The one that has the airplane design on the side. That blade itself.
Yeah, it's junkyard dogish. It's not ground exactly the same, but it's close. This is made by Weepy or something like that. This is a cutter, man. These are all cutters. Like, I do a lot of flat grind blades,
Yeah. Okay, Abe, what have you got up next?
Well, I showed this to you guys. I'm trying to look it up on my account. For some strange reason, my secondary phone's acting really weird today. So I got this off of Amazon.
Another really good recurve.
The model is SP147. I always like a recurve blade. I've got this as reminiscent to me of the old. Do you remember the Blackjack Marauders?
Yeah.
The fixed blades. They had
I have one.
Okay. I've got the large one. I've got the small one. The Marauder was one of the first expensive knives I bought. When I was 16, it was $40. I was like, oh my God, hopefully my parents don't find out. Right, so it was $40. I got the Marauder 1 and 2, and then the folding knife that they made, which was supposed to mimic those, was the Mamba. Yeah, so I got that too. I've got the Blackjack too. So this kinda reminded me of the Mamba. I was a little disappointed because for my hands it's a little small. It'll work, but the action on it for a knife, I think it was like $17.
Yeah.
Might have been on sale for $17 at the time. For that, it's not great action. It's not like my buck that's got bearings in it, and the buck just rolls.
Yeah.
But this is not bad. Like,
I'm glad to see a flipper on that one because it really looks like that opening hole is far too recessed to be any use.
That's made by Sitivien or Sitivien, something like that makes that knife. I think it's Sitivien.
Here's the emblem. My memory's bad. That's why I wanted to look it up.
What does it say underneath it? Can't see it? Wait,
yeah, no.
It's definitely Sitivien.
It's a hammer. It's a hammer that's underneath it. No, it's not. I don't have a mic. You know what? Here. Let's
He
do it
took his
this way.
glasses off to look cool, so he can't see it at all.
No, I can't read with those on. I don't have a reading feature on those.
Here's the
Hold on.
here's the spelling is.
I wish it was a little larger.
It's Sitivien.
There you go.
That's the name of that knife. Nice knife.
It's a nice knife. I just wish it was a little. If it was a little larger, I'd love it. I just was a little disappointed with the size. The recurve is kind of nice. I think it would have played out better handle wise for me. See, that's kind of small. Played out handle wise for me because I'm off the back of the handle.
Yeah, I
It
would
does
get
look a little bit
that is
small.
small.
It's nice to see something like that with a lot of belly to it, but I kind of feel like
I
it's
have a
too
lot of
small
belly.
to really take advantage of that. Like it's trying to be a chopper, but it's, way too small to be a chopper,
I have a lot
Yeah.
of belly.
But the beauty of a model like this is when you go to cut stuff, that recurve acts like a pocket, and you can really put some power forward and have more control to stay going straight down instead of trying to leaf off the end, right?
Well, you definitely don't have to sell a recurve on me. I actually have a one-handed Trekker Victorinox model that I have modified into a recurve blade. I don't think you can get a better blade shape than a recurve.
I like a good recurve. I don't, unfortunately, a lot of the handle designs and everything I get I tend to do a little bit more. Here's the Spyderco Taiwanese one. It's the Bradley model. And I tend to get a lot more straight edge in handle designs that I like. And nobody tends to do the recurve stuff that much for me.
Yeah.
What's that called, that model? Do you know?
This is I know it's a Bradley design.
It's not a Gale, right?
Let me look here.
Once again, I find myself kicking myself for having sold my my Kershaw baby boa from Ken Onion. I mean, it was extremely tiny, but holy crap, what a nice little knife that was. I got to get another one of these days. If anybody listening has a Kershaw baby boa they'd be looking to dispose of for a reasonable price, I'm going to just pop the email address up right here. It's EDC TV at, you know what, I don't even remember what it is. EDC TV at multitool.org. You think after 20 years of running that website I'd remember what it was, huh?
This is yeah, you know what, dude? This if you meant this to be any kind of a money-making venture, I can see this is going to break you with all the knife buy-in.
I'm
But that's
not
a good
sure
thing.
which part of owning a website entitles me to any kind of money whatsoever. At least not from what I've seen.
Yeah, see, this one's problematic right now because there's a little bit, again, it's one of those steels that it's got a little bit of rust on it. So even when I took a picture of it, it looks like Dayton Bradley with this Texas symbol in between.
What's
And,
it for, Bradley?
It's CPM M4.
That's the steel.
But it's like the it's like my paramilitary, my sweaty day in the summertime. It just rusts the living out in my pocket.
Oh, yeah. Literally, about
Can I see it
200
again?
yards this way is the ocean. So, yeah, I get you on the rust.
That's carbon fiber, right?
Yeah, it's got a carbon fiber on it.
Was like a 3.5, 3.6 the blade? 3.5 inch?
Well, it's closer to 4.
Is it?
Yeah, probably because it's my hands. One of my hands measures 4.5, 4.5, and the other one's like 4.2, and I've got it creeping up there. So I'd say it's around the 4 range. I just don't have my tape measure, unfortunately, with me. Oh, wait a minute. I can tell you right now. Give me 1 second.
Let me guess. You've got a Leatherman with the ruler printed on the handle?
Victorinox.
Even better.
Okay, so let's do it this way. It says, well, yeah, about 3.75.
Let me see. Can you show it to me, the whole thing? I'll really get. You got to go way back.
Pull it back there, Abe.
I want to see the whole thing. Just turn it up a little bit. The other way, up.
The other up.
Tip up.
Tip up? Okay, there we go. That helps.
It's not coming in my, only pieces of it are getting in my camera. Can you turn it more that way, tip up, so I could see the way the top of the blade goes? I'm lost.
There, in front of my face. Is that good contrast right there?
I'd say it's probably the Gale. The Gale 2 or something like that. But that's what it is. That's a good knife. It's an expensive knife.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed with the rusting. M4, that's a drill bit steel. So
Yeah,
it used to be a
cool.
popular drill bit steel.
It's definitely
So,
cool. Yeah. It's
I
nice
don't
knife.
know why I can't get onto Amazon to see the stats on the other one, but
Breaker. Can I get a radio check?
Yeah, I can hear you. What else have you got? Have you got something else to show us there, Inky?
Nah, I think I showed you guys
those are some
everything.
nice knives. I wouldn't want a
Everything-
link sent to me. You can text me the link on the 2, the one that had the scimitar look to it.
Yes, you have had.
Bless you.
The what look?
Bless you.
Cemetery. Thank you. Cemetery look, you said?
The scimitar look. Looks like a scimitar.
You know, it had the sway back clip point.
Yeah.
Right? The clip point wasn't straight, it had sway back to it.
Yeah. All right.
I've got one of my favorite carrying knives. It's somewhere on this table. It's a Cold Steel Pro Light with the drop point to it, and I never managed to get this all serrated version to it. And I actually love that knife. That knife, our friend Eric Doldishin, he had one. One day he was opening up a package of hot dogs at a scouting event, and he almost sliced through his tendons. That's how sharp that knife was. It's a good knife. Sorry, not because it hurt my friend, but because it just goes to show you how well the blade was ground. It was thin and sharp and just lethal.
Yeah, I can see him doing that.
He was going fast. Trying to keep up because, you got teenage boys or scouts, and those things if you're not quick with the food, they'll devour each other. They're just ravenous.
Yeah, they'll eat it while it's still in the package.
So he's slicing, and he went too fast, and he went right through the package into his hand. He had to walk around with a cage on his hand for months till because he nicked the tendons. Till the end of the tendons and everything healed up.
I did something far stupider than that, and almost cut off this little finger right here. And the worst part is I had done it at work, and I don't have a suitable knife here to test with or to show you. It was a Cold Steel Voyager, the original Tanto series. This is definitely late 90s. And I was having fun flicking it open while I was working in the office. And I got it about halfway, and the half stopped the blade from going the rest of the way. So I decided to grab it like this and snap it open. But it snapped closed instead, and it went right in between the two bones, right into the joint, and probably cut almost, I would say, at least a third of the way into the knuckle.
Nice.
And so, of course, I didn't want anybody to realize how stupid I was or what I had done, so I very quietly put the knife away and grabbed a couple of fast food napkins that I had lying around, wrapped up my finger, didn't make a sound, told nobody about it, but I'll tell you, it was probably at least about a year before that finger stopped hurting after that. Long after the cut had closed up, it, if I brushed it against something, the pain was unbelievable.
Nothing beats that.
Yeah, stupid things you do with knives, huh?
It's awesome.
I will say those Cold Steel back springs on the Voyager series, I mean, when they want to close a blade, they close that friggin' blade like you wouldn't believe.
It's just not right sometimes. Yeah, I got messed up by Cold Steel. Was I on the phone with you when I cut the tip of my thumb off with my Strider?
Yes,
you were. At first I was like, that feels weird. And I looked down on the rug, it was red. I was like, my rug was just blue. And when I saw my finger, I was like, oh! It didn't hurt until I saw it. I was like, oh! And I took it, I put it back on and taped it, and it healed. There was like a mushroom head on it. So that had to fall off. And then it kind of grew. It was growing back underneath. It was this thumb here. See, it's thumbkin.
Well,
so it's very dry and hard. Like me, what?
I said, I'm glad that you got it back.
It kind of grew under. It was flat, man. It's very weird, though. It's hard, and it came back. I took like months. I glued it on, and it reattached. And I thought it was going to stay like that, like a mushroom. It was an extra piece. Finally, that piece fell off, and the bottom was done. It was the weirdest thing.
Hey, whatever works, don't knock it.
It was nice.
It would have been neat to have had an example of your thumbprint before and after.
Probably. I mean, it hurt for a couple of years. It hurt.
I imagine it did.
You could still see the scar in it, sort of. See how it looks different? See the tip looks like a different finger?
Yep.
Yeah, at least it came back.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if you guys can see the shape of that scar.
Yeah, that's a nice one. That's a Swiss Army scar right there.
That was a no.
That's the voice of experience talking. He can tell you exactly what kind of mark is left by every knife.
So that is the result of the skin from here to here being cut right off.
You're so lucky.
And then the reconstruction surgeon slowly pulling it up. That's why when you look at this finger, you can see the difference.
Yeah, it's like a bad rug. You know when you get installed a rug and you get to the end, you can't put it anymore?
See that there? That slice up the side? That sliced this flesh off this bone, so it was like a hot dog. The bone was like a hot dog out of the bun.
Show us your ankle.
That was a buffer. That was a buffer one. I don't know if you can see that. See that one there?
Yeah.
So this was a phone conversation that was going on where I had a CRKT liner lock. and I really like the look of the liner lock. And I'm walking around with it in my hands. This is the liner lock. I'm walking around with it in my hands. And one of the other guys I know had got one. And he says, "Yeah, you gotta be careful, man. You bump the spine, the lock will pop off." And I said, "I probably told you guys this story already." I said, "Really?" So instead of doing it the right way, which is put it on the table and hit it with a book on the back, I went like this, bam, and I hit it, figuring I was out of the way, and it slipped, and it rotated in my hand. The blade came down and went, and I could see the tenon. It opened up. I could see the tenon laying on the bone and everything like that. And I was like, the first word that came to mind was, like, not freaking out, not scaring. I was like, so, yeah.
I carry large folding knives. First of all, you have big hands, and they have bigger handles too. And a longer knife is good for the most part. Sometimes you can't use a longer blade, but there's always Swiss Army and classics and all the other stuff we have. But,
well, you are a pretty big guy there, Inky. What? How tall are you? 6'2", 6'4", something like that?
Yeah, almost 6'2". That's all.
6'2", yeah. So you're a pretty big guy, so you would need a good knife in that, you probably got hockey mitts for hands.
Yeah, I got big, really big.
Yeah. See, I've got tiny little hands. You like to have big knives? Big knives fit your hand well. What works in your hand? What do you find too big and too small?
I don't find anything too big. The only problem with too big usually is too heavy. I don't like too heavy.
Right.
Like, this is kind of what I like. A little bigger, this thing. So, I don't really grip like that like people do, but I more test it like this.
Right.
Usually, and just in case, I test every knife how it feels this way. This doesn't feel that great that way.
Yeah, but you look really cool opening your Amazon packages in the reverse grip.
Yeah, I wouldn't even do that. I usually don't even flick them all. I'll set people around. I won't even I'll kind of half flick them and shake it out, Depends on who's around. But down where I live now, people aren't scared of knives like they are in like New York. Well, I wouldn't say New York, but people are sheepy,
I would imagine where you're at now, people are more accustomed to see pocket knives and things like that out in public and everybody carrying that sort of thing, would it not?
Yes, but believe it or not, you'll get more people like double take you and less with a gun. They're a little bit more not shocked, but a little bit more, with a knife when they see especially something big like.
Right.
Or with guns, they don't even blink, down here, dogs walk around with guns. They bark. When they're done barking, they pull their guns out and point them at you.
Now, do you need a CCW in your state, or is that just for pistols, or how does that work?
No, you don't even need it for pistols anymore. They just changed the law January. You can conceal carry, you don't have to register it, and you don't have to have a concealed carry. So I could buy a gun from Fred, put it in my pocket, I'm good.
Interesting.
That's what they say.
So what about you, Abe? Inky's got some big hands and likes big knives. What's your thing?
I got a 4.5 wide. So I'm if you look here, this one here is a little too small for me. I'm off the backside.
That's true.
Right? And I'm right up against the guard / flipper, because most flippers when they come around act as a guard. But here, if you look at my Griptilian, not a big knife, but I'm on it.
Sound.
I'm still on it. Right? I'm still on it. So
that is such a great sound. Do that again, Abe.
So that's a good lock.
That's fantastic.
I love this.
I love a Benchmade. Nothing sounds like a Benchmade.
So, but then you look at this one here, right? So if that's also a nice size. So that's why I've switched, because I have the smaller version of the Griptilian, but my hands with the age and everything like that, I want something more that I know I got a good solid purchase on over the distance of the handle, and that's like. My paramilitary, that's definitely, I got plenty of handle there.
Yeah.
Problem is that people cringe as soon as they see the size of the blade.
I have a similar feeling.
Right there, that's great. The paramilitary, that's the 1, 3, it's not the 2. Which one is that? The 3, right?
Yeah, I think it's the 3.
What's the biggest one? The biggest one is 1 or 3? If I'm slipping over here. Whichever one it is, that's the biggest one. That's nice.
But here, even the Bradley, the only thing disappointing with the Bradley is the steel doesn't seem to hold net. I don't think the heat, it doesn't hold a great edge. Sorry. It holds an edge, but it doesn't hold, it's kind of short-lived. It's noticeable.
Is an M4
M4
speed steel or something like that, right?
Yeah, but it just means they messed up the heat.
Yeah, it's usually really good.
But it doesn't make it bad. It just, I notice it doesn't hold. Plus the grind, it's hollow grind. So normally you got I've had to work I've had to work on it. So sometimes you can have the hollow grinds where they're like, they come in, they scoop,
Yep.
and they're finished nice. Or what happens is it's a little too high up. They come in and scoop, and then you get a bulb at the end. So it's really hard to get a good edge on there. The edge-wise, it's not the problem. I think it's got to be the steel because I've had to work on it quite a bit. So we'll have to see. And it did come with, the other thing that bothered me was towards the tip was really bulky. So that I had to thin out on the hollow grind. But you can see it. It's not actually, it's hard for me to show you on the camera. It's not actually straight at the tip. And I haven't bent it. So I was a little disappointed. Now, if you want to talk about big-ass knife, the police model, those things are monsters.
I was actually going to say that. I really like the police model. I think it is one of the most elegant knives out there.
Yeah.
You remember...
Spyderco makes a good knife. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay, yeah.
Spyderco makes a good knife, but what bugs me about Spyderco is when you get into their bigger model, see how far down the top of the clip is from the front? And so that sticks out of the pocket and actually causes, in some cases, like when you, depending on what pocket you've gotten and how stiff the lip is, causes a little bit of this action going on every once in a while.
I think they're more aware of that now. Sometimes they think it's not going to bottom out in your pocket, I guess. I hate that, man. I like my knives to be sunk. I'd rather pull them out with a lanyard. That's why I lanyard my knives so much now.
I was going to say, I noticed a lot of your knives there have lanyards. That's pretty cool. Are you tying those on yourself?
Yeah, I'd rather pull it out with a lanyard. I'd rather see, even though I'm allowed to have it, I'd rather someone just see a lanyard, not a knife in my pocket. And hey, you remember what your favorite Spyderco was, Grant? 30 years ago? I always know it because you made me love it. You made me love you. I didn't want to do it.
Was it the native? Or
yes.
Was it?
The what?
That was your knife, the native. You loved that.
You
had the integrated clip. Oh, you had the integrated clip on yours. Remember?
I had a terrible native at one point.
Yeah.
I have one of the Spyderco blue natives that I absolutely love. It's a CPM blade, blue G10 handles, I believe. It's so well made that you just press the lock on the back and the blade will actually swing open. And if you release the lock at the same time, it just snaps into place, and then you can do the same thing to fold it. So I had bought another native, and I think I bought it off of somebody at Knife Forums. As well made as that blue knife was, this regular production one was that bad. It was, I mean, you had to really wrench on that blade to get it open. It would lock, but the fit and finish was terrible. And I don't know if it was a knockoff or if somebody was just drunk on the line at Spyderco that day, but the cut at the base of the blade didn't really match up properly with the back lock. It looked like it had been cut with bolt cutters instead of, cutting it off properly. It was just an absolutely horrible knife. And I actually didn't trade it away for the longest time because I felt bad sticking somebody else with it. I think I eventually ended up giving it away or selling it at a serious discount just, after telling somebody it truly was horrible. But yeah, it is a compact knife design, and it's very robust. I really, really like the native. It's a fantastic knife.
The one I remember you having was the integrated clip one. I think it broke, right? Didn't you have one years and years ago? Black, black far end with the clip was kind of part of the handle. Like one of those jammies.
Yes, I did. I completely forgot about that.
Don't make me tell you what you had, please. It's embarrassing. If
anybody would know what I've had, it's probably you.
So, do you guys remember back in the days when that native came out? That was still when Spyderco did the cheap drop. So, I remember cheap drops. Remember when the Pilot came out? The Pilot first came out, you could buy the thing for $35. It was like a test run to see whether people liked it. When the native came out, I remember I bought my native from Smoky Mountain Knife Works for $9.99 US. Yeah, do you remember that when they dropped like that? My buddy,
not that.
My buddy got his. Oh yeah, no, they were incredible. My buddy got his Spyderco Pilot. He loved it, all steel, all metal handle, everything like that. I think he only paid $35 US for it at a gun and knife show in the States. We're talking like that was decades ago, like early 2000s. Do you remember that? Spyderco would still do that every once in a while. They'd have like a new model they wanted to drop out there.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, they put it out dirt cheap.
Yeah, they're definitely not dirt cheap now.
Now they're like, they're like.
I'm wondering what my original native is. I think it doesn't have an integrated clip. It has the steel pocket clip on it. And I bought that from Smoky Mountain for $9.99. So I know it wasn't a counterfeit.
That's what happened. The integrated clip took such a poop. They were breaking them and they weren't fixing them either. You send a knife like, oh, well, here's a knife back. So that's why when they dropped them with the metal clip, it was to show people they're okay, probably. I mean, I'm just guessing. I don't know what they did. But I know now everyone realizes how good Spydercos are. You know what happened to them as well? The gas station knives were all knockoff Spydercos. Yes. Everyone thought that was Spyderco. I had an argument with my friend almost over it. It's like, they're garbage. They're not garbage, man. I love Spydercos. I mean, I don't love everything about what the company does, but I love their knives, man. They're my favorite brand of knives.
So all around. Here's a good question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Inky, you like Spydercos, and I don't blame you. They're beautiful knives. They're fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really had one that I didn't like. What do you like? Thumb studs, flippers, opening holes?
I don't care.
Do you have a preference?
I don't have all that in me. Liner locks, I don't want one that's hard to open. If it has a thumb stud, I don't want it to be hard to open. Like the way a Sebenza opens, I'd rather it open a little easier. But that's a frame lock. But I mean, I don't love flippers, but I have them because that's what all these knives are being made with now. But me, I was a regular, for most of my time collecting, I was a regular thumb stud opening and, really hard, quick opening, with a liner lock. So I have no preference, but I'll tell you, the button locks bother me a little bit because it reminds me of when your spring breaks in your switchblade and you still use it. That's why the button locks, they bother me. I love the access locks, though. They are fun. They're very, what the kids are calling now, they're very drop shutty. Press the button, they drop shut. And you see the newest thing they're doing with their middle fingers now? We're opening knives with the middle fingers.
Yes.
I don't do it. I don't do any of that either. But the spider hole is fine for me. You'll always get a nice, secure open. If you need to pull it out that quick, you're not saving much time by not flicking it. And if you're in that situation, you shouldn't have been there with that knife anyway.
I practiced that. It's one of those things where I'm not critical. Go ahead and do it. To get it right, your hand isn't really in the position you got to shift your hand after you open it.
Yeah,
that to me is not like what I want. I can't do this on this one.
It's a gadget.
I can do it maybe on
the knives now literally are gadgets. They're not knives anymore. Everyone buys them as gadgets.
But how often are you actually using a knife versus how much you just absent-mindedly playing with it too, right?
More playing than using, sure.
Now, I like a flipper.
When I was younger, you'd hear my sister yell from other rooms, "Stop snapping!" We still say it to each other. I'm like, she's flapping. I'm like, "Stop snapping!" When she's talking. It was so bad, man. I couldn't stop my whole life. Ping, 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 ping. Oh my God.
Yeah. No, I like a flipper, but even then, I don't flip the knife. We'd go to Blade. And he'd get a knife at blade, and we'd be in the hotel room, and he'd open it, and I'd have to walk over to him and go, take it from him. So he'd stop opening. It'd drive me crazy.
There are certain knives, though, and I find Benchmades tend to fit into this category. I could listen to that flipping all night long. Oh my God, it's such a satisfying sound. Getting back to the original topic of Chinese knives, these little Kansept knives.
Very nice.
This is the medium-sized Corvid. And I like this knife, but I mean, it's got a decent sound to it, and it locks up nicely, personally. And this goes back to, my early days in the knife industry. I remember when designers tried to avoid this. They wanted to have as little of the blade sticking out of the handle as possible. Nowadays, apparently, we just don't give a damn about that.
It's all about...
Now it's all about how big of a chunky blade you can put in there. And, I don't know, this looks like something that... a cartoon chef would be chasing a frog with or something, trying to get his legs for.
Yeah. Not really crazy about something that wide and fat. I mean, if it's in that short, I just don't.
Well, I like this one. I'm often very cautious about blades with fullers, going back to the good old days. And I know Inky's going to get a kick out of this, but the Extrema ratio knives, or you remember when they had the blood grooves, so they could. This was in all of their marketing at the time. Their knives could pierce communist bloc body armor, and they were resistant to chemicals. petrochemicals so you could use them to stab open the side of airplanes and not worry about damaging your knife from the spillage of the jet fuel. And they all had and they weren't called fullers, they were called blood grooves to control the spray. And I can't see a knife with a fuller without thinking about that. But one of the neat things about this knife is the placement of the fuller, and I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that there, is it actually functions a little bit like a wave, like an Emerson wave. So when you draw it, it'll catch on your pocket because it's, tip-up carry. So as you're drawing it out, it catches on your pocket, and you can flick the blade out as you're drawing it, which...
You know what that's called? In pocket knife term, that's called the one-arm bandit. That's what they call that.
Bandit was a thumb stud you used to be able to bolt on.
Oh, not that, yeah. What do they call that front of that blade that goes like that? You know, like almost a cleavery blade.
Oh, you mean on a
little hook.
Something that comes out here like this?
No, it's right on that.
Oh, that was the Russell. I think that was called the Russell knife with the old folding ones where you grabbed a hold of that lever and fold this over.
The blade, say this is the tip of the blade, and right here would go like this.
Yeah, wasn't that the Emerson wave?
No, that's back here, the wave.
It's back on the
opening hole. Yeah.
It was on the front. It would be like a thing, and there would be point here, and you could just put it on your pocket and open it up, or clip it, hook it on anything, and pop it open. It's called something. I should know what it is. I think it is. I think it is a one-arm band. Might be the original one, but I think you're right. Those are the thumb studs they added. I got one in the thigh. I'm going to do a little homework on it.
Yeah, I've got a couple of old one-arm bandits somewhere. Yeah, Abe,
I found out what I paid for that knife.
Which one?
It was $20, $19.99.
That little
took me forever. There. Tell us what knife it was.
The Sitivien, right?
I don't know what's going on with the internet tonight. The internet's really screwing me over. It's the TV. I use some bitch.
How dare you? Yeah, it is.
Sitivien, ST147 folding pocket. Yeah,
Sitivien.
Sitivien.
Yeah.
It was $19.99. Got it in July. Sorry, guys. I just wanted to tell you exactly what I paid for.
That's good. Yeah.
It goes up and down in price.
You can get it in brown, too, brown and green. Brown, green, and black.
Yeah, I'm not... I just really saw that one, and I don't believe it or not, I don't search a lot of knives on Amazon.
It is, Grant. I just looked it up. That original blade with that, look up the one-arm bandit, and you'll see the way the front is like that. And that little hook, you can put it anywhere. And you can put it on the top of your pocket, or... They're really cool, but they're kind of ugly. It's like the same, and the funny thing is, it's almost the same shaped blade as the one you got there. It's like a razor-shaped blade always.
Oh,
yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking
about. Yes.
It looks like a razor, and it was made for one arm. People who'd lost an arm from the war or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's basically, it's flat in the front, but there's a little nib.
Yeah,
right here, cut out right there. Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen those before.
Well, Boker makes a lot of them.
Yeah. Well, Boker's got a lot of them. I remember when we're talking about this, like that's a sow belly, right?
Yeah.
So it's got 3 blades to it, but it's got 3 distinct blades to it. It's got a utility blade or sheep's hoof. It's got a clip point, and this one has a California clip point on it because it's past half. And then it's got a penknife blade, right?
So
or a spade blade.
No, it does have a spade, right? They're pretty much... is it a spade? Yeah. They're pretty much Stockmans.
Yeah, this one's a spade blade.
Just Stockmans with a curved handle, but I think they're so much nicer looking. But they're usually a little bit heavier, too. That's the part that gets to me about those.
So there's my spade blade, right?
Yep.
So when I was visiting with Tony Bose one time, and he was showing me a knife that he had put like 4 or 5 blades into, and so this is the actual case. And he said, there's no reason in the world to make a knife with that many blades in it, except for to show you that I've got the skill to do. And so you look at the Congress, Boker's Congress, and it's got like 5, 6 blades in it or something stupid. I can't remember. 5, 4. Oh, they had I did a story on one of their super Congresses, and it was like big.
You know why the Congress is ridiculous too? It has a clip type and a 1 clip, double, 2 of each. That's very redundant. You know what I mean? That's a 4-bladed Congress. I don't know about super Congress, but I know the Senate sucks.
I call it a super Congress because it was more. I think it was more than 4 blades. They made one once, if I remember correctly. It's been a while. But yeah, the regular Congress is 4 blades, and then you got the canoes. There's
nothing's canoe with me. What's canoe with you?
Huh?
Nothing's canoe with me. What's canoe with you?
Oh, not mine. I'm feeling a little kayak in the throat.
Okay, gentlemen. On that note, we are running out of time.
Well, you don't even have enough good material to put in there yet.
Yeah, I was just gonna say one of the heavy deluxe canoes. It's got your major spear tip blade and your utility blade and two small pen blades. Who needs two small pen blades?
You know, that's if you get me started on those kinds of things, and that's going to be a whole episode unto itself, and neither of you are going to get a word in edgewise. I have a lot of thoughts on those, and very few of them are positive. So,
well, maybe next topic. One of the next topics we do is which one do you find to be the most useful blade you've ever had on it?
You know what I would get if I had to pick 3? I would get a Warncliffe or something like, that's it.
Okay, so bottom line is
breaker.
Inky, what do you think about Chinese knives?
I think they're making some very good knives now. And, I think I keep wearing the wrong glasses, but these are okay for now. I think they're making really good knives, way better than they ever did. I think that the prices are insane. This is, I don't even want to tell you the quality of this because I have to start mentioning the American companies' names. They're just insane.
Are they going to replace the American company knives in your pockets?
For carrying? Yeah, I don't carry. I mean, I have a Sabenda over there, and I carry a Kershaw Knockout, and I have so many knives, man. I don't even know what I have, but I carry most of these. I pay $20, $25. I take them in a box like this. They're beautiful, and I got a drawer on my counter, and I just throw them in rotation every time I get one. There's nothing to think about. You know what I mean? You take a $300 Benchmade out of a box. Should I use this? Should I not use it? Do I like it? If I don't love it, I don't want to use it because I may have to sell it. So for me, but there's nothing like Benchmade's knives they're all so expensive now. That's the problem.
Yes.
That's why they're not going to replace them, but I think American knives are going to keep going up because they got to pay the employees. They can't produce a knife for $10 and sell it for $30.
Well, that was a big problem for CRKT for the longest time.
Yeah.
They had a wish list that they had a price range that they like to stay in and wanted to provide an American-made knife and could. For the longest time, they were working on how do we get American-made knife in our line and sell it for like a CRKT price. And if you look at their price line right now, I don't think they found a way to do it.
Nope.
Their American-made knife is through the roof.
Yep, absolutely. So what are your thoughts on Chinese knives, Abe? Right before we close out, what's your last thought on that?
I like them. I don't have a problem with the quality on certain companies, especially since the American companies that have been having stuff produced over there have sent some people that have been experienced for a long time to help them learn how to make. Like Mike Valenkamp. I talked to Mike on how he spent time over there with Fox Italy showing them how to make stuff. And he put his expertise on there. The only problem I have is I noticed that, and we talk about Gucci. We always use the term Gucci. Now guys who have never really been knife designers or not well-known knife designers or know how to making a usable knife. Now they're just basically sending their money over to China, and these designs are coming up, and I'm looking at them and going like, what the, WTF? Like, really? Where'd you get that design from? Either they're borrowing parts, like the Osborne design we saw, the Osborne inspired, or they're making knives that are not so useful. They're more Gucci. That's all I'm good.
Okay. Well, that's pretty good. Yeah, my thought on it is, like anything else, I mean, there was at one point where Japanese products were considered to be terrible. And, Japanese products by the 80s were on par with, American-made products. And by the late 80s, they were dominating. And I've been saying this for years. It's only a matter of time before the Chinese knives start to equal the American knives. It's interesting. But, I mean, you equate it to something like cars. Porsche is never going to go out of business. Yes, you can buy a Hyundai or a Corolla or something like that a heck of a lot cheaper. But it's not a Porsche, and I think that this is going to be the same way with the knife industry. Yes, you're going to be able to buy some stuff cheaper from China, but it's not going to be a Benchmade. It's just not going to have that aura. And it's neat to see the Chinese companies giving a voice to a lot of designers that have been. I mean, let's face it, the majority of the time a company buys a design from somebody and it becomes the Leatherman whatever, or unless you have a big name, it just becomes their name. So it was nice to see Columbia River giving some of the smaller designers, the newer up-and-comers, an opportunity. And it's actually really kind of neat to see the Chinese companies doing the same thing now, calling up the small designers and saying, hey, what have you got? Anyways, that's going to be it for us this week. Have you guys got any parting thoughts you want to share before we go? Inky?
I'm good. Good conversation.
Okay. Well, that's it. Make sure if you have any thoughts on anything that you've heard or watched tonight or today or whenever you happen to be watching this, we have a forum at forum.multitool.org. We have a dedicated section to EDC TV stuff. We also have a whole pile of other sub-forums there that cover everything from knives to flashlights to when you happen to spot some EDC gear in TV or a movie, you get to share that too. So come visit us at forum.multitool.org. Let us know what you think. You can visit us on all the major socials, but, we don't really need to make the billionaires any more money. You should come to our forum and support the community that's out there supporting all of you. Thank you very much, and appreciate you all listening. Take care, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Bye.